I wrote a book.
It's upside down.
I wrote an upside down book. Anyway, yes. We went, James Michener wrote Bora Bora is the most beautiful spot on earth. And why not try to see it together with Bill and Norma? So we flew to Tahiti in the front of the airplane, very comfortably, and and went to the different islands cruised to 5 different Tahitian islands, and got to Bora Bora. And helicopters aren't my thing. I don't like them because there's not enough options. You know, one thing goes wrong, you're down. But we elected to take a helicopter ride simply because if something happened, at least the newspaper would say we were in Bora Bora. You know, we went, and the helicopter cruised. It did a flyby with the ship, our cruise ship, and then flew us to the top of the mountain, that famous mountain where there's a cave in the top of the mountain. The only time I felt uncomfortable was when it stopped in midair. As long as it was moving, it was just another flying machine. But when it stopped, it said that uneasy feeling. But we just played. We could go where we wanted and do what we wanted. And every country we went in, Bill had to find the casino. He called it the casino. He liked to call it the casino. And we would cruise, and he would see the different ways they played blackjack and all the card games. But he was a casino man, and he was a riverboat gambler that wasn't on the river. That's what it is. He's a Southern gentleman gambler, not like any others, not like any hustler, not like any. He could have been friends with Damon Runyon. He could have been friends with Sinatra and Dean Martin and those guys. He was cut of that kind of cloth. But he liked to get down there and scuffle around with the old scruffy pool players and play cards. And he just liked action, and action isn't always in a tuxedo. You know. Only good times. Yeah. We took the most unusual lunch in Bora Bora. We found a young man who put us in his boat and took us out to what's called a motu. It's little islands that you can, some of them 100 yards wide or something. He took plastic lawn chairs and a table and put it out in the water, in 2 feet or 3 feet of water, in a crystal blue water. Then he climbed up a tree. He got all these leaves and made dishes out of them. And he had all these fruits and chopped the fruits up and made these platters of food in front of us. And while we were sitting in a couple of feet of water in these chairs, and then he got up there in his little sarong and played his ukulele or whatever. And my wife still has his address. I said, "What have you got it for?" She said, "I just had to get his address." It's a little cute, but different kinds of lessons. And then he took us out into the channel a little bit further, and the guy got on the front of his boat and he started saying, "Lucille, Mary, Elizabeth." He started calling these women's names and on the front of his boat, and all of a sudden this ocean just turned black with all these stingrays. Just there were 40, 50, 100. They kept coming like that. They knew he was going to feed them. And I have good video equipment and underwater housing too. So I took that housing. I had seen these guys play with these guys. I know they're not particularly dangerous. Rolled off the side of the boat. All those stingrays covered my camera and just swimming all around. And the Tahitian guys actually take them and pick them up and hold them like this. They've got no malice in them. If they sting you, as an accident, or it's because they were threatened. But yeah, it's just the little things that you remember about, a guy climbing a tree to make your dishware. And